Hello, I'm Tim Hawes and I'm one of the cornet players in Queen Victoria's Consort. This cornet was made in 1860 by Adolf Sax and is one of a number of instruments by Sax that we used in our recording.
Hello, my name's Jeremy West and I'm the alto horn player in Queen Victoria's Consort. Just a quick word about the name of the group. Queen Victoria's Consort is, as you've probably worked out, a play, if you like, on the word consort. We are a consort of musicians, a consort of musicians playing brass instruments in this instance. But we're also Queen Victoria's consort, who was Albert, Prince Consort. And Prince Albert was a musician in his own right. Prince Albert and Queen Victoria listened to a lot of music. They were friends with the famous composer Mendelssohn, and they played music together as well. And in addition to that, Albert was actually a composer, and the music that you're listening to now in the background was written by him. There are not many members of the royal family throughout our country's history who can claim fame as composers. I think, looking back, the last actually was Henry VIII. So to have Albert composing music like this is absolutely wonderful, and a little known gift or treasure that we are very proud to present. I hope you're enjoying this concert. It's our great pleasure to be performing for you under extraordinary circumstances, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the programme. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Andrew Kershaw and I'm the ophicleide player and bass sax horn player in Queen Victoria's Consort. The 19th century saw a time of industrial revolution and also saw the largest evolution of our brass musical instruments. Up until the 1830s, brass instruments either had holes like a recorder, keys like a saxophone, or a slide as you still see in the modern trombone. It was with the invention of the valve in the 1830s, these buttons that you see us operating with our fingers, that the instrument makers could divert the airstream through the instrument to give longer and shorter lengths of tubing and give all of the chromatic notes, the white notes and the black notes on the piano keyboard, allowing for a fully chromatic instrument and for a much more even tone across the range of the instruments. This saw composers such as Mendelssohn and Berlioz use these modern instruments through their composing, and you hear things like the ophicleide that I play in Symphonie Fantastique, and it was used until around the 1900s where the valved instruments all took over. During our recordings you'll have seen us using cornets with valves, the ophicleide with keys, and the trombone using its slide, and all of these things are to allow us to play the full range of notes we need to play you some lovely music. During the next piece you're going to see some instruments from my own personal collection of 19th century brass instruments, and if you'd like to see some more, please visit our virtual museum at www.queenvictoriasconsort.co.uk. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of our concert.
The Highwayman by Alfred Noyes, Part 1. The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon, tossed upon cloudy seas. The road was a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, and the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. He'd a French cocked hat on his forehead, a bunch of lace at his chin, a coat of the claret velvet, and breeches of brown doe skin. They fitted with never a wrinkle, his boots were up to the thigh, and he rode with a jewelled twinkle, his pistol butts a twinkle, his rapier hilt a twinkle, under the jewelled sky. Over the cobbles he clattered and clashed, in the dark inn yard. He tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. He whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. And dark in the dark old inn yard, a stable wicket creaked, where Tim the ostler listened. His face was white and peaked, his eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like mouldy hay. But he loved the landlord's daughter, the landlord's red-lipped daughter. Dumb as a dog he listened, and he heard the robber say, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight, but I shall be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. Yet if they press me sharply and harry me through the day, then look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." He rose upright in his stirrups. He scarce could reach her hand, but she loosened her hair in the casement. His face burned like a brand, as the black cascade of perfume came tumbling over his breast, and he kissed its waves in the moonlight. Oh, sweet black waves in the moonlight. Then he tugged at his rein in the moonlight, and galloped away to the west. Part 2. He did not come in the dawning, he did not come at noon, and out of the tawny sunset, before the rise of the moon, when the road was a gypsy's ribbon, looping the purple moor, a red-coat troop came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the old inn door. They said no word to the landlord, they drank his ale instead, but they gagged his daughter and bound her to the foot of her narrow bed. Two of them knelt at her casement with muskets at their side. There was death at every window, and hell at one dark window, for Bess could see through her casement the road that he would ride. They had tied her up to attention with many a sniggering jest. They had bound a musket beside her with the muzzle beneath her breast. "Now keep good watch," and they kissed her. She heard the doomed man say, "Look for me by moonlight, watch for me by moonlight, I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar the way." She twisted her hands behind her, but all the knots held good. She writhed her hands till her fingers were wet with sweat or blood. They stretched and strained in the darkness, and the hours crawled by like years, till now, on the stroke of midnight, cold on the stroke of midnight, the tip of one finger touched it. The trigger at least was hers. The tip of one finger touched it. She strove no more for the rest. Up she stood to attention, with the muzzle beneath her breast. She would not risk their hearing. She would not strive again, for the road lay bare in the moonlight, blank and bare in the moonlight, and the blood of her veins in the moonlight throbbed to her love's refrain. Had they heard it? The horse hoofs ringing clear. In the distance, were they deaf that they did not hear? Down the ribbon of moonlight, over the brow of the hill, the highwayman came riding, riding, riding. The redcoats looked to their priming. She stood up straight and still. in the frosty silence, in the echoing night. Nearer he came and nearer. Her face was like a light. Her eyes grew wide for a moment. She drew one last deep breath. Then her finger moved in the moonlight. Her musket shattered the moonlight, shattered her breast in the moonlight, and warned him with her death. He turned, he spurred to the west. He did not know who stood, bowed with her head o'er the musket, drenched with her own blood. Not till dawn he heard it, and his face grew grey to hear how Bess, the landlord's daughter, the landlord's black-eyed daughter, had watched for her love in the moonlight and died in the darkness there. Back he spurred like a madman, shrieking a curse to the sky, with the white road smoking behind him and his rapier brandished high. Blood red were his spurs in the golden noon, wine red was his velvet coat, when they shot him down on the highway, down like a dog on the highway, and he lay in his blood on the highway, with a bunch of lace at his throat. And still of a winter's night, they say, when the wind is in the trees, when the moon is a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas, when the road is a ribbon of moonlight over the purple moor, a highwayman comes riding, riding, riding. A highwayman comes riding up to the old inn door. Over the cobbles he clatters and clangs in the dark inn yard. He taps with his whip on the shutters, but all is locked and barred. He whistles a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but the landlord's black-eyed daughter, Bess, the landlord's daughter, plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair.
Hello, my name is Robert van Rijn and I'm one of the cornet players in Queen Victoria's Consort, and I'm about to demonstrate a few of the old cornets that we like to play in the group. This is a disc valve cornet made in 1840 in London by Köhler, and it sounds like this, particularly beautiful. And this real beauty is made in 1835 in London by a maker called Pace, and it's particularly beautiful. The workmanship is pristine, absolutely beautifully made with all this tube bending. Comes with crooks in different keys, and solid silver ornaments as well as the solid silver rim for the mouthpiece here. And it has a McFarlane shake key here, which works rather like the same way that the keys work on a woodwind instrument rather than the valves which you normally have. And this enables the player to do something quite extraordinary. Rather than having to play a trill with a valve, we can actually use a key like this. And this little instrument is pitched in high E flat. Today we call this a soprano cornet. The maker's mark says it's made by somebody called Wallace in London, but most probably it was made in Paris by Gautreau or Quenon. And this is often used to play the highest part in brass chamber music. For instance, the quintet music of Victor Bellon. And finally, we have a forward-facing sax horn in B flat by Michaud in Paris, made in about 1850, and it's fitted with 3 Berliner Pumpen.
Hello, my name is Sue Addison and I play the trombone with the Queen Victoria's Consort. Unlike the other instruments in the group where they use valves to change the notes, I use a slide. Now this enables me to have lots of fun, and one of the special effects used is called a glissando. And I'm just about to demonstrate one of the most famous solos for the trombone called the acrobat. And the composer uses this special effect really well. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.